get there. I call to order the Coatesville Area School Board meeting scheduled for September 24th, 2024. Thank you. Reading of the mission statement. The mission of the Coatesville Area School District, rich in diversity and committed to excellence, is to create innovative educational experiences which are funded by the taxpayers, supported by the community, delivered by dedicated teachers and administrators to ensure all students will become responsible, contributing global citizens. Advisement. By notice of the President, board members are advised that all votes shall be regarded as roll call votes. The minutes should also note that public notice was given for this meeting in accordance with Act 93 of 1998, Section 1. School board meetings shall proceed in accordance with school board policy. Okay, thank you. Madam Secretary, please call the roll.
Lirignacco.
Here.
Steve Wilson.
Oh, excused.
Holly Charest. Here. Shauna Maxwell.
Excused.
Liz Muirhead.
Here.
Donna Rowland.
Excused.
Robin Seagreaves.
Here.
Elgin Bailey.
Here.
At this moment, I would like to ask everyone to stand for a moment of silence and a salute to the flag. To my colleagues, are there any additions, deletions, or modifications to this evening's agenda? Seeing none, we'll go to public comment. The board has requested all persons making comments on agenda items to please list their names, name, address, put telephone number, and motion item on the sheet provided. There is a 3-minute limit per person. The board does not take action or discuss items not appearing on the agenda. The board values public comment and wishes to convey that although board members cannot discuss items that are not on the agenda, they listen carefully and value input from the public. Ms. Lori Shannon Bailey.
Good evening. I wanted to first comment on the code of conduct. One of my students was suspended for a situation that it was disruptive conduct, and I guess maybe I don't understand why the student was not given a chance to have an alternative discipline, for example, a conference or an opportunity to speak with the student assistance program. Seems to me that the student has an IEP. The parent didn't have an opportunity to meet with...
Ms. Shannon Bailey, I know that we've talked about this with you before, and we'll stop the clock so she...
Thank you.
Time. Just a cautionary reminder that we don't want to share any student-related information or information that could unveil the identity of a student while we're in the middle of the public meeting.
Thank you.
Thanks.
So where I'm going with this is you all talk a lot about supporting students, and in the beginning of the Code of Conduct, there's a lot of information about how you all care about engaging students, but I guess I just don't understand how you all make decisions when it comes to how students are actually disciplined. So I would like to know how, and I'm going to be supporting this parent through this process, how students can have alternative discipline, for example, meeting with representative from the Student Assistance Program. That seems like a very, very good program. And this student has been suspended before. This is a 10th grader, and the student has been suspended before. So, yes? Okay. Okay, so the next subject I wanted to talk about was actually kudos to you all for this Reading Without Tears program. I did look at the website. I think it's a wonderful program in teaching our students printing. I know that was ESSER's funding, so that was a really good program. And I think that was it for the before meeting or the agenda comments. Thank you.
Thank you. Approval of the minutes. Recommended action, that the Board of School Directors approves the minutes from the August 27th, 2024 board meeting, committee meeting, board meeting. Subject to any additions, deletions, modifications, or clarifications. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Do I need a second? Second. Any questions, comments, or discussion? Secretary, please call for the vote.
Liz Muirhead,
Yes.
Elgin Bailey,
Yes.
Robin Seagreaves,
Yes.
Holly Charess,
Abstain.
Mayor Nyako.
Yes.
Motion approved. Actually, we don't have.
Ms. Shiraz, you only have 5 members present, so if you abstain, then the minutes can't be approved.
The only reason I abstained was because I wasn't present to talk about any business there.
And that's your prerogative. All I'm saying is that if you abstain, you don't have a majority vote to
Okay,
approve.
fine. Yes.
Motion approved.
Executive session, Mr. Barbetta.
The board met in executive session on September 23rd, 2024 to discuss 3 different items, 2 confidential student matters and 1 potential matter of litigation. That concludes the executive session report for this evening.
Next up is student representative report. I don't think we have our senior class representative, but we do have our new one, our junior class. Hi, Davis.
Good evening. Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you. Well, welcome.
I would just like to take a moment and say thank you to all the esteemed board members. And I'm so glad I can be here and be able to speak with you all in this manner. And I hope I am able to conserve our community with you guys well. I would first like to talk about our mid-marking period / attendance. It's difficult to believe that this Friday is the mid-marking period date. Students at Coatesville Area Senior High School have also been showing great attendance rates so far this school year. Our school has been at our above 90% daily attendance mark every day except one. Students learned the importance of being in school between 160 to 180 school days. At our beginning of the school year class meetings and how attendance impacts academic performance. Moving on, I'd also like to talk about our Senator Muth Advisory Council. Our high school is currently welcoming and excited to announce the launch of Senator Katie Muth's Youth Advisory Council for the 2024-2025 school year. This remarkable initiative is open to high school students from all high schools within the 44th Senatorial District. The Youth Advisory Council offers an incredible opportunity for students to share valuable insights, perspectives, and recommendations that directly impact youth in our communities. By joining, you will gain invaluable experiences in advocacy and play a key role in raising public awareness about critical issues. Moving forward, I'd like to talk about the PSATs approaching. All 10th and 11th grade students will be offered the opportunity to take PSATs on Wednesday, October 16th at no cost. The benefit for students includes providing an understanding of skills and knowledge which areas they need on improving, to set a target score and prepare for the digital SAT. Students can also explore personalized career insights aligned to a score, receive guidance about planning and paying for college, and receive AP course recommendations. Students additionally also have the opportunity to enter the National Merit Scholarship Program and have access to over $300 million in scholarship opportunities. Finally, I'd like to talk about our Coatesville Senior High School Marching Band. Congratulations to our Red Raider Marching Band who placed first at the Governor Mifflin Band Competition this past weekend. They went marching band on another first place win at Governor Mifflin High School last Saturday, and they won specialty awards in all captions including Best Music, Best Overall Effect, Best Percussion, Best Color Guard, and Best Visuals. The band would like to thank the school district, board of directors, and especially the community for all of their championships being held at Downingtown West High School, and for all of their support. They look forward to seeing many of you at the USBNPA State Championships being held at Downingtown West High School on October 21st, 2024. Please see cvillepmc.org for details. Good luck to all of our fall sports teams who are in the middle of their seasons, and especially to all our golf and girls tennis teams who qualified to compete in the Chessmont League Championships at the end of this month.
Thank you, Davis. Good evening. I am pleased to share with you that our I feel like I'm so loud here this evening. That our Apple iPad initiative for K-5 students is in full swing. This exciting project is designed to enhance interactive engagement and provide inclusive learning tools for all of our students. On October 3rd, our staff, during their in-service day, will undergo comprehensive training to make sure that they are fully equipped to integrate this technology into the classroom for our students. Following this training, we will begin to roll out our iPads, and they will not only support traditional learning, but they will also open new opportunities to creative problem solving and personalized learning experiences. In addition, I want to update you on the progress of our new website. As you know or may not know, we are transitioning to a new site through ThrillShare, which is an online management system that will allow us to streamline communications and improve accessibility for our community. There will be an app soon to come. Thank you for your patience as we make this important transition. We are excited for the improvements that this platform will bring. Lastly, I hope that many of you have had the opportunity to view our newest video on social media and on our website. It was such a joy to work with our students on this project, and I encourage everyone to check it out if you haven't done so already. The survey for naming our new elementary school remains open until tomorrow, September 25th, and so far we have received 628 formalized responses. So we'll also be looking forward to the groundbreaking ceremony, which is scheduled to take place on October 23rd at 4:30 p.m. at the South Brandywine site on Doe Run Road. It promises to be an exciting milestone for our district, and we hope that you can join us. Thank you for your continued support and dedication to the district's success. Upcoming meetings and important dates. October 8th, we will hold our committee work sessions here in this room at 6 p.m. And then on October 22nd, we will have our school board business meeting here at 6 p.m. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, we have a special report from Rainbow. I think they're giving an MTSS presentation.
Good evening, Dr. Van Voren and Board of School Directors. It's great to see so many rainbow faces in our audience tonight. I'm Maria Stauffer, I'm the principal at Rainbow Elementary School, and I am here with the members of our Rainbow MTSS leadership team, Mr. Jeff Kuchapinski, our assistant principal, reading specialist Dr. Pam Bazaza, reading specialist Sue-Ann DiLorenzo, STEM teacher Kathy Elliker, and Trina DiFrancesco. And our job here tonight is to share our reading progress at Rainbow using MTSS interventions. And you're going to notice that some of us, including our presenters, are wearing bright colors. Today was Neon Day at Rainbow, where we highlighted good things about ourselves and others. And tonight, we're going to highlight for you some great things that are going on at Rainbow.
Good evening. As Maria mentioned, my name is Dr. Pam Bazaza. I am one of the reading specialists at Rainbow Elementary, and I'd like to first share with you what is MTSS. Well, MTSS stands for Multi-Tiered Systems of Support. And if we consider the pyramid to illustrate the MTSS framework in a concise way, we can see that all students receive instruction in our core reading program. Based on multiple forms of assessment, we have determined that for many of our students, our core reading program allows the reading skills to flourish. These students are considered on track in reading, and we provide enrichment to continue reading growth. Also, based on our assessments, our goal is to have some of our students need additional support with the program to meet grade level benchmarks, and a few of our students who require intensive support. Therefore, this framework allows us to monitor reading growth of all students and provide instruction on what each reader needs. All forms of instruction, including intensive and additional support, as well as enrichment, are provided for students during a scheduled MTSS instructional block during our school day. So why is MTSS important to support reading? Well, each child's personalized need is identified through the analysis of benchmark and diagnostic testing. Interventions and enrichments are selected based on the child's needs, and Progress Monitor allows us to determine how the interventions and enrichments are beneficial for the child, as well as when this instruction needs to be adjusted. Our analysis of this data occurs for each student beginning in kindergarten. Therefore, we are able to provide interventions and enrichments for all students, regardless of their level of reading proficiency. MTSS is a critical framework based upon the pedagogy of the science of reading that allows our students to grow as readers because it is so dynamic. As our students grow in their reading skills, their needs change. Because of our MTSS framework, each year we have seen a continuous growth of our students and a movement away from instruction in reading foundational skills, including phonological awareness and phonics, to more sophisticated and complex skills of reading, including vocabulary, comprehension, and fluency. And at Rainbow Elementary, we are very proud of the work we have accomplished. We are proud of our ability to analyze data, select, instruct, and modify appropriate materials for intervention and enrichment for all students, and also to monitor the growth of our students through progress monitoring. We are grateful for our team collaboration at Rainbow Elementary, and we are especially proud of the hard work of our students.
Well, good evening. My name is Suanne DiLorenzo, and I'm one of the reading specialists at Rainbow Elementary School, along with the amazing Dr. Bazaza, from whom you just heard speak to the what and the why of MTSS. I will continue with the how. So looking at the image on the screen, I would like to highlight that data-based decision-making is the center of MTSS. So you may be thinking, from where does this important data information come? Well, in the beginning of the year, all students are assessed or screened. Whether students fall in the below grade level range based on that screener or the on or above grade level range, they receive explicit direct instruction based on their level of reading proficiency. That is what is referred to as multi-leveled prevention system or tiered intervention. So typically, after 2 weeks of direct instruction, students are progress monitored to determine if the instruction is in fact effective. If the data shows that the instruction is effective, we continue moving forward. If the data shows that the instruction is not, then the instruction needs to be tweaked. Because MTSS is data-based, students are assessed in the middle of the year to measure both the year's growth, and then based on those results of the assessments, decisions are made to ensure that students are receiving the most appropriate direct instruction. Finally, the assessment is given in May to measure growth and effectiveness of instruction throughout the entire school year. So under the amazing leadership of Mrs. Stauffer, Mr. Kusipinski, and the dedicated staff, the implementation of MTSS has been positive. The data shows positive things are happening at Rainbow Elementary School. Thank you.
Okay, so I'm Kathy Elliker. I'm the STEM teacher at Rainbow. And now we're going to talk about where the rubber meets the road. Okay? So this is a chart that I'm going to go over very briefly to tell you what's going on. This is data from last year, our students from last year. And the good news is, if you look at the red line, those are the percentage of students that we had that were well below basic in the beginning of the year. And as you can see, towards the end of the year, we had almost a 10% drop in the number of students that were well below basic. Additionally, the blue line is indicating the students that were reading above benchmark. They were ahead of the game in the beginning of the year, and that went up too. So by the end of the year, the above made progress. Almost 8%. So that's pretty significant as well. Finally, if you look at the bottom two lines, the green line, those are the students that were reading at grade level when they were tested in the beginning of the year. And now, as you can see, by the end of the year, they had made improvements. And the yellow line is indicating the students that were reading below benchmark. They weren't well below, but they were below benchmark. And as you can see, that number also decreased. So what we're doing at the direction of our administration and the wonderful reading specialists we have at Rainbow, and of course the hard work of the students, is working. So we just need to keep that ball rolling. Thank you.
So you've heard that it's working, but what does it look like? So come join me as we watch a video. I think we're going to watch a video, Mr. Randler. Am I doing this wrong? To show us what MTSS looks like at Rainbow Elementary School. There's a video there, I promise.
There is a video there somewhere.
Hi, Coatesville community. I'm Mrs. Stauffer, the principal at Rainbow Elementary School.
And I'm Mr. Kuchapinski, the assistant principal at Rainbow Elementary School. Welcome to Rainbow. Join us as we take you on a tour of our MTSS.
The first stop on our tour is going to be Mrs. Deli Compagni's kindergarten classroom. During our visit to her classroom, you will see Mrs. Deli engaging students in Haggerty. Haggerty is a phonemic awareness program used to help young children develop essential pre-reading skills. It focuses on teaching students to hear, identify, and manipulate individual sounds and words, which strengthens students' ability to read and spell. Through daily activities during whole class intervention, students practice skills like rhyming, blending, segmenting, and sound recognition. This program is engaging and helps students build a strong foundation for reading success.
Say rain. Now say rain. Right. Say suitcase. Suitcase. Good. Say anything. Now we'll say the parts. Anything. Say moonlight. Now let's say the parts. Moonlight. Go with me, Elena. Say thunderstorm. Now say thunderstorm.
Hi, I'm Christine Delp and I teach first grade. At Rainbow, we've been using MTSS to help us reach all students and teach them to read on grade level. We collaborate as a team to create the support groups. Then we teach the students explicitly using best practices. We keep an eye on their progress and adjust our instruction as needed. This has led to growth for many of our students. We see students who come in well below grade level, leave first grade just below grade level, or even on grade level. We are also moving on grade level students to above grade level students in reading. One of my students in particular knew 14 letter sounds inside words in September, and by May had 55 sounds and was reading 20 whole words, and on track in second grade to be a proficient reader. We've even had students who start in small group support become proficient readers just a few months later. MTSS is working well at Rainbow. In first grade, we track that progress and we have very fluid groups to give them what they need.
One of our valuable interventions used during MTSS instruction is 95% group. 95% group is an intervention used to develop phonological awareness and phonics skills. Based on diagnostic assessments, we align specific instruction on these foundational skills to what students need to learn to grow as readers. Students receive instruction on this intervention 5 days a week for 30 minutes. Identifying and closing gaps early is essential, and we have found, based on our growth, that 95% group provides a strong foundation for reading success. What is so beneficial about this intervention is that each lesson is explicitly taught. The lessons are designed to be implemented in a sequential order based on student need and follow a continuum of appropriate phonological awareness and phonics skills. Each lesson includes opportunities for students to identify and manipulate sounds and words, identify letter and sound patterns, and apply their new learning as students read text and spell words that contain the skills taught. The lessons are multi-sensory for students, as well as highly engaging. In addition, ongoing progress monitoring ensures that students achieve skill mastery, while student-centered data allows all literacy stakeholders at Rainbow Elementary to see student-level progress and to optimize school-level intervention activities. At Rainbow Elementary, we are proud of the growth we have made using this intervention, and we have found it to be extremely valuable as we close reading gaps. The second word that we're going to take a look at is going to be ball. What is the first sound you hear in ball? Look. Can you use a sound chip for the initial sound in ball? Now, what do you hear next? What sounds do you hear next in the word ball? Ball. What do you think you may place next? I love how you heard the all phonogram and you were able to place your all phonogram card after the initial sound. Let's tap the sounds and read the word.
I'm Kristen Johns. I teach physical education here at Rainbow. When my schedule allows, I push in during MTS time to support students' reading. I work in small groups or one-on-one with students. They read to me, practice their sight words, or simply show me what they've been working on. This push-in time gives me the opportunity to support their learning outside the gym.
Hi everyone, I'm Casey Lukowski.
And I'm Beth Rickabaugh from Rainbow Elementary. We teach 3rd grade. I'm excited to talk to you about the multi-tiered system of supports, MTSS Intervention Time. At our school, we recognize that each student has unique learning needs, and MTSS provides a structured way to meet those needs. Whether a student requires additional support or greater challenges. For most students who need extra help, MTSS Intervention Time allows us to provide targeted instruction to help them develop essential skills.
This time is crucial in ensuring that these students build strong academic foundation they need to succeed. These students are put into small group sizes that tailor to their specific need in foundations of reading.
But our intervention approach goes beyond just remediation. We also focus on students performing at the highest levels, particularly in reading. Our Challenge Novel program is designed specifically for these advanced readers. During intervention time, we provide them with opportunities to engage with more complex texts, encouraging deeper thinking, higher level questionings, and sophisticated writing in group settings with their peers. These novels push them to explore ideas critically, analyze characters and themes in more depth, and express their insights through discussions and written work.
This approach ensures that we are not only supporting those who are catching up, but also those who are ready to leap ahead. Through MTSS, we strive to provide a balanced, inclusive learning environment where all students can grow regardless of where they are on their learning journey.
Thank you for putting that together, Mrs. Stauffer. Great job. So you were able to hear what our teachers were talking about. You were able to see a video of how things take place at Rainbow. But wouldn't you love to hear from some of our students that we brought with us tonight? Actually, that their parents brought, that we welcome. So we're going to start off with William Coates. William, each of our students is going to share a little bit about their experience at Rainbow and with MTSS. William?
My name is William Coates, and I am a 4th grader at Rainbow Elementary School. I have grown as a reader because if I get stuck on a word, Mrs. DiLorenzo helps me to sound it out in MTSS. When I read, she corrects me. She will ask me to do the sounds in the word. I like going to Mrs. DiLorenzo because it is fun. I like to read. I like being at Rainbow Elementary School.
Thank you, William. Great job. Our next student, Ashley Zavala Zamudio, is a 5th grader at Rainbow Elementary School.
My name is Ashley Zavala Zamudio, and I am a 5th grader at Rainbow Elementary. When I was little, I had a very hard time reading. I have grown as a reader because now I understand more. Dr. Piazza has taught me sounds and words. Now I like reading and it makes me happy. I like to wear school books. They have helped me with my reading and are so interesting.
Thank you, Ashley. Great job. We have a 4th grader, Callie Cunningham, is here to share a little bit.
My name's Callie Cunningham, and I'm a 4th grader in Rainbow Elementary School. I've grown as a reader because when I was younger, my teachers pulled me into reading MTS groups. If I was stuck on a word, they helped me sound it out. Now if I'm stuck on a word, I can sound it out, unless it's a really long word. Reading makes me happy.
Thank you, Callie. Edwin Salgado, a 5th grader at Rainbow.
My name is Edwin Salgado, and I am a 5th grader at Rainbow Elementary School. I have grown as a reader because I am able to pronounce more words. When I don't know a word, I look for parts I know in the word. I am good at reading because my MTSS teacher helped me with hard words, and I used to struggle with reading, and now I understand what I read.
Awesome job, Edwin. And rounding out our Fab 5 is Janasia Thompson, a 5th grader at Rainbow.
Good evening. My name is Janasia Thompson, and I am a 5th grader at Rainbow Elementary School. Tonight, I want to share with you how I grew as a reader. Because of small group instruction in class, practice at home, and participation in MTSS group, my fluency grew by 2 grade levels in 1 year. Now that my fluency is strong, I am working on comprehension skills. Thanks to Ms. DiLorenzo, my MTSS teacher, Ms. Cupston, my 4th grade teacher, and my mom, I grew as a reader.
Thank you, Janasia. One last round of applause for these students, not only getting improvement in their reading, but coming here and speaking in front of this large group that we have. Great job, Rainbow students.
So students, my principal heart is proud, and I want to take a moment and thank you for all of your hard work. You were just a small representation of our students that work hard every day. Parents, thank you. Thank you for bringing your students tonight. Thank you for supporting all of our school initiatives. We have a parent engagement night on Thursday, Camp Read a Lot. Come out and join us. A shameless plug there for an event. I'd also like to take a moment to acknowledge the incredible impact of our teachers' work in implementing our MTSS interventions. Thank you to their dedication, we are seeing progress in students' reading abilities. Their ability to deliver individualized instruction, monitor progress, and adjust strategies has made all the difference. This work requires time, creativity, and commitment, and support from home, and we truly appreciate everything our teachers, our parents, and our students do to support success at Rainbow. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Rainbow Elementary. It is exciting to see how far you're coming and how the programs are working there.
Rainbow families, you are welcome to stay, but you are also welcome to go. So thank you for coming this evening, and enjoy your evening as well.
Back to the drive of it all. All right. Motion items for approval. Committee meeting action items considered routine will be enacted under one motion unless removed for separate action upon board request. The purpose of the consolidated motion is to expedite governing board action on all consent items, which are not held for discussion. Items that have been held for discussion by the governing board will be enacted upon at the time the item is discussed. I would like to pull under finance A and K. And under education, I would like to pull letters A and R, since they were not on committee 2 weeks ago. To my colleagues, are there any other items that need to be removed from consent agenda?
Yes, education, A did go through committee. It was just titled something different, but it's the same contracts.
So are we so we don't need to
Unless you want to talk about them, you can certainly remove them. I just want to let you know they did indeed go, but R and S did not.
R and S did?
Yeah, I know, that was my fault. So R and S definitely pull because we didn't go through committee.
No A, R and S.
Correct.
Any operations or policy?
I think for operations, could we pull K?
Yes, we can.
Sure we can.
Thank you, Elsa.
You got that, ladies? All right. Anyone else?
Should we pull E from education?
Yes, let's pull that. Even though there's only 5 people here, but whatever. All right. With the items now removed for consent agenda for individual vote, I now call for a motion.
So moved.
Second. Any questions, comments, or discussion? Madam Secretary, please call for the vote.
Liernyako?
Yes.
Robin Seagreaves?
Yes.
Elgin Bailey?
Yes.
Liz Muirhead?
Yes.
Holly Charest?
Yes.
Motion approved.
Moving on to the Finance Committee items, letter A, the financial statements. Recommended action that the Board of School Directors approve the financial statements and bills payables list as presented. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Thank you. It's been moved and seconded. Do we have any comments or discussion? I did not see anything. Okay. Madam Secretary, call for the vote.
Holly Charest?
Yes.
Robin Seagreaves?
Yes.
Elgin Bailey?
Yes.
Liz Muirhead?
Yes.
Liernyako?
Yes.
Motion approved.
Okay, moving on to letter K, the Human Resources Report. That the Board of School Directors approve the resignations, appointments, new positions, leaves of absence, transfers, changes of status, and corrections as presented. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
Thank you. Any questions or comments on this item? Okay, seeing none, call for the vote.
Elgin Bailey?
Yes.
Liz Muirhead?
Yes.
Holly Charest?
Yes.
Robin Seagreaves?
Yes.
Liernyako?
Yes.
Motion approved.
That concludes Finance Committee.
I think that moves on to the Education Committee items. Item E is the first pulled, and that's the Coatesville Area School District Student Code of Conduct. It's recommended action that the Board of School Directors approve the Code of Conduct. Did anyone have any comments, or do we motion first?
Yes.
Motion. Comments, which?
We motion first.
Motion first.
Yes, do I have a motion?
Yes, so moved.
Thank you. Second?
Second.
Thank you. And now, does anyone have any comments?
Yes.
Oh, go for it. Who wants to go first?
I do. I just wanted to, again, thank Michelle Snyder for all the work that she did, collaborating and getting this to where it is. It felt like forever. But you really listened to the Education Law Center and the board and your colleagues, and I think it's a great start in the right direction. So thank you for all your hard work.
I just wanted to thank the community who cared about the Code of Conduct and took the time to provide feedback to the board and let us know what your concerns were and how we could best leverage the code to help student behavior improve and meet students where they are. I also want to thank those who engaged with the Education Law Center and got them to review the code and come and meet with us. It was a really helpful meeting. I think those of us who attended learned a lot. And I hope that we continue to have this type of constructive engagement between the community and the board and the school district to help us continue to move forward together.
I also wanted to echo the fact that I hope the community is encouraged by the engagement between the board of directors and the community, our openness to want to engage, to walk through this process. Also to Michelle, who did the work on this, who was open and willing to go back to the drawing board time and time again after we engaged this conversation. This was a tedious process. It wasn't easy. It was really hard and difficult to unpack and move forward with some of these things. But I think the community should be encouraged by what we are putting forth for the community in this aspect. I just wanted to say thank you to you guys for continuing to give us the opportunity to do better and not hold us always to old standards and old things. We're working hard as we can to do better. Thank you all.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. Does anyone else have any comments this time? No? I obviously wanted to reiterate, I said it last time during committee. Also wanted to thank everyone, also everyone who attended the community meeting held by some of the board members at Tabernacle Church. It was a wonderful showing of support and engagement, and I appreciate that. And I have to apologize to a lovely woman who gave me her business card, and I put it in this jacket pocket to email her the copy of the Code of Conduct, and I don't know where it is. So if anyone knows who that lovely woman was, have her reach out to me. But that is all I wanted to say. And again, like, it's also important to know little individual disciplinary things that happen on the daily. You know, we are not involved in that as a board collectively. You know, we pass the will of us and the will of the administration, and then they enact our will, right? And your will. So if you have questions about a specific incident, it is best to reach directly out to the building, the principal that was specifically involved in the issue to address your concerns. But that's all. If there's no other comments, we can certainly move to vote.
Liren
Yes.
Elgin Bailey,
Yes.
Holly Charest,
Yes.
Robin Seagreaves,
Yes.
Liz Muirhead,
Yes.
motion approved.
And that brings me to R. Okay, so we're bringing this forward because it took us just kind of coming in at the wire with quotes and everything for ESSERS. It didn't get to go through committee because we didn't have the final information, but we do now, and it is that the Board of School Directors approved the purchase of charging stations using the ESSERS funds that are left as presented. Do I have a motion?
Motion?
Second.
Thank you. And does anyone have any questions or comments about this item? Being none, could we call for the vote?
Liz Muirhead,
Yes.
Robin Seagreaves,
Yes.
Elgin Bailey,
Yes.
Liren
Yes.
Holly Charest,
Yes.
motion approved.
And the last item on education is S, and that is that the Board of School Directors approve the purchase of sensory paths for each elementary and middle school using ESSERS funds as presented. And again, this was the same reason it didn't get to go through committee, gathering quotes and everything, but we don't want to give money back to the government, so this is a new wonderful item to add. Is anyone here, do I have a motion?
Motion?
Second.
And Madam Secretary, any comments, questions from the board? Seeing none, could you call for the vote?
Liren
Yes.
Holly Charest,
Yes.
Robin Seagreaves,
Yes.
Liz Muirhead,
Yes.
Elgin Bailey,
Yes.
motion approved.
And that concludes the education portion of the evening agenda.
All right, operations, item K. That the Board of School Directors approve the proposal from Webster's Fitness, I'm going to read that again. That the Board of School Directors approve the proposal from Webster's Fitness Products Incorporated to update treadmills and bikes that are included as part of the physical education program and support cardio training for the CASD sports teams. The new equipment will have state-of-the-art technology and provide students with real-time data regarding their workout sessions at a total cost of $158,360 as presented. Call for a motion.
Motion.
Second.
Any questions, comments, or discussion?
I do have some comments. We had an extensive discussion about this at the committee meeting, and we've also heard from some community, parents, teachers, coaches, about there being two different rooms that both need updates. This proposal is for the room in the 11-12 building, mainly cardio equipment. There's another room that has mostly weight training equipment in the 8-9 building. And we've also gotten quotes for that proposal. There was some questions about why are we moving forward with the cardio equipment and not the weight equipment. And so I just wanted to provide some context on that so that people both understand the decision-making today as well as what's to come. So first of all, when we looked at the ESSERS funds that were left, the project for the 8-9 building includes needing to replace the floor. And the additional cost of replacing the floor actually puts the cost of that project beyond the ESSERS funds that are left for the updating of the weight rooms. That doesn't mean that we can't get it done. It means that we can't get it done under the wire before our deadline for ESSERS funding. However, in talking with Dr. Rabarczyk, he has definitely prioritized addressing both locations, and he has looked into leveraging Title IV funds, which would allow us to hopefully do the entire project at once. He's looking to try to fit that in budgetarily next summer. But in the meantime, we have asked, because of the concerns that have been shared, for the district to have a review of the inspection that was done of that facility in May and make sure that all safety items are rechecked and anything that was potentially pointed out as unsafe, that if the athletic director can be notified of that, and they can work with the company that inspects them twice a year to make sure that they look specifically at those items. Anything that is a safety need will be addressed immediately, but the entire overhaul and replacement of that room will be budgeted in a future allocation using some state funds for that. So I wanted to provide that context. I know that there are people who are very concerned about that weight training facility also being updated, and that is a priority.
Any other questions, comments, discussion?
No, just again, thank you for community members and coaches and staff for reaching out and expressing the concerns, and that's what brings forth excellent dialogue. So I just wanted to thank everyone. That's it.
Madam Secretary, please call for a vote.
Lear Nyako. Yes. Holly Charest.
Yes.
Robin Seagreaves.
Yes.
Elgin Bailey.
Yes.
Liz Muirhead.
Yes.
Motion approved.
That concludes operations.
All right, that brings us to public comment. The board has requested that all persons making comments of public concern list their name, address, telephone number, and topic on the sheet provided. There is a 3-minute time limit per person. This time may not be yielded to another speaker. First up is Ms. Lori Shannon Bailey.
Thank you. Thank you for your words of appreciation in terms of our partnership, specifically my partnership with the Education Law Center. I can tell you that the Education Law Center is deeply committed to supporting this community, and they have been long before I started advocating for the community. So again, thank you for allowing them to talk to you all, because you certainly didn't have to. This was not the first time we had asked to be involved. And Attorney Mara was very, very thankful. And so on behalf of her and the Education Law Center, we do accept your gracious appreciation, and we look forward to further collaboration on behalf of our students. So what I was alluding to earlier is on page 11 of the handout that Elgin had given at the event in August at Tabernacle Baptist Church. And the items that I was referring to are types of discipline. Any student who violates this code of conduct or class rules established by the teacher shall be subject to discipline. Discipline may take the form of student conference, reflective assignment, restorative measures, removal from bus, community service, suspension of privileges. So my question is, how do parents find out if this is an option, or do parents or guardians have the options of having a dialogue with the administrator? So in other words, what does that process look like? And I'm having this conversation with you all as a board so you all can have this conversation with the administration. Because otherwise, how does a conversation occur? Removal from honor society, restitution, removal from a particular class or a program of study. I mean, these are all good opportunities instead of out-of-school suspension. So that's that. The other thing I wanted to point out was Title I reading assistance, teaching assistants. I'm just wondering, why did you not make a decision to hire reading specialists for the Title I support, Title I programs? I mean, when I read those Title I reports, I mean, they were, I mean, you all saw them. I don't want to go into, just the type of situation. But I wonder if you would consider hiring reading specialists for those schools. We don't seem to have a problem with money in this district anymore, and so I would ask you to please consider hiring reading specialists. I don't know how many reading specialists we have for those schools. Maybe that would be a good question to answer. But if we don't have a reading specialist at each one of those schools, that would be a good thing to do with taxpayer money. Thank you.
Thank you. Informational items. You want to go first?
So I've been asked to share the following based on several comments that have come to the attention of the board and district leadership over the last couple meetings, specifically with regard to background clearances as they relate to district employees and then also members of the board. Pennsylvania law requires school employees, employees of independent contractors, student teachers, and volunteers who will have direct contact with or supervision of students to complete 3 forms of background checks at regular intervals. This includes federal criminal history background checks, Pennsylvania State Police background checks, and Pennsylvania Department of Human Services child abuse history background checks. Employees are also required to provide employment history reviews during the hiring process. School board directors are not required to complete the employee clearances as a condition of election or appointment to the board. However, they may be required to if they are also serving in a volunteer capacity that provides for direct contact with or supervision of students, or their own employers may also require them to do so. Pennsylvania law does not mandate that the results of these background checks are to be published. And in fact, Section 6369 of the Child and Protective Services Law requires the results of human services reports to remain confidential. That being said, the district will continue to fulfill its clearance and background check obligations with fidelity. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you. To my colleagues, are there any other informational items? Seeing none, do I have a motion for adjournment?
Motion.
Second.
This meeting is adjourned.